Hey, my name's Kevin, and I've been in real estate for over 10 years. I'm a real estate broker, investor, and flipper. I also own my own real estate company, and I give you the real deal on real estate, not that fake stuff you see on TV. From the latest news in real estate to one of my recent projects or renovations. You'll see it all here on this channel from someone who's on the front lines, keeping you up to date on all things real estate.
Hi guys, welcome back to Real Estate Informed. Today we are going to talk about a question that I got that I thought was a very interesting question. I actually got it from a client, and I thought the question was so good that I thought I might share with you guys. And the question was, hey Kev, I'm an independent contractor. My wife's a teacher, and if I take the federally, they're giving away unemployment grants, which is $600 a week for unemployment, even for independent contractors. So his question was, he's a general contractor. If he takes the unemployment, then 6 months from now, a year from now, whenever we get out of this pandemic, however long that it takes, his question was, when he applies to buy a house and he applies for a loan, will that unemployment hurt him that he took unemployment 6 months ago, or will the bank understand that, hey, we were in a pandemic, everyone took unemployment, or if they offered unemployment for 1099, it just makes sense to take it. And especially if you're sitting at home, and you're in a job where, at least in the Seattle area, Washington State, they stopped construction, so you couldn't, even be doing your job, run your company, if you were 1099 at that point. So he had a really great question, and so I confirmed, and I asked with multiple mortgage lenders, three in specific that that are highly regarded, and their answers at this time, it could change, but at this time their answers were that if he goes back to work and he can prove that he went back to work, and he could prove that he's getting paid, and he can show, obviously with bank statements, because 1099 is just not like a W-2, you don't have pay stubs, but he can show with bank statements that he has deposits and he's back to work as usual, and that he's on par with what he would make in a year normally, then yes, that should be fine, and that the bank would understand that it's a pandemic. And a couple of stats that I want to go over is, a lot of people will experience this, and this question should and will come across your mind, and so 1 in 5 Americans lost their job due to this pandemic. 26.5 million Americans are under unemployment currently, and they say that it might go up to 30 million, which equates to roughly 20% of Americans are unemployed currently. 20% are unemployed currently. That is double what was the unemployment rate in 2008 when 2008 crash happened in September of 2008. That is double the rate, 20% unemployment. So you should be aware that, hey, when we get out of this, whether they open up the doors to, open everything up, open gyms, restaurants, malls up nationwide, that when you do start looking for a home, 1 month, 2, maybe real estate drops and you find some good deals in your neighborhood. Maybe you were looking in an area that you previously couldn't afford, but now you can afford because of the pandemic and the prices being lower. And you're looking 1 month, 2 months, 6 months down the line, you find a house, you put an offer down, then you go to the bank, and you want to make sure that unemployment is not an issue, because trust me, 26.5 million people who have taken unemployment so far will deal with that. And from 3 respected mortgage lenders that I've spoken to, it should not be an issue as long as you get back to work and can show 1 month, 2 months, 3 months of business as usual. If you can show that, then you're good. If not, if you own a restaurant, and like I'm going to take an example of Wuhan, China. Wuhan, China opened up their city, and when they opened up their city, the restaurants, malls were still empty because there was so much fear in that city. And so I feel like in America, when they open up the doors, there's going to be so much fear, or maybe not, because Americans are different from, the Asian countries, different culture. So if you owned a restaurant, will you have business as usual or will you not? That all depends. So that's what there's a lot. We're definitely, I always say this, we're definitely trending in uncharted territory, as into no one really knows what's going to happen. But I think it's good to give the people the information so that you're prepared and that okay, if I take this unemployment, if I take this $600 a week being an independent contractor, when I do open up my restaurant, or if I am a general contractor, when I do, restart my business, when this pandemic is over, am I going to be business as usual? Will it be slower? Would it be something close to, if we're talking 50% or lower, you might not get a loan if you can't show that you've been making what you made previously. So that's something to think about. And mortgage lenders are saying that now. They might not say that 6 months from now, to where, hey, you're out of luck because, you took unemployment. So that's something you should be prepared for. If that means you have to put a larger down payment, if that means you got to take a higher interest rate, whatever the case is, please be prepared for that and know that going into taking $600 a week for unemployment. And then I'll just know that if you take the unemployment, which I think you should, the government's giving out money, and especially if you need it, take it. But just be prepared that in 6 months from now, a year from now, when real estate prices fall, if they do fall, that you find some good deals in your neighborhood that you couldn't afford, or maybe you were looking at a neighborhood that was really nice and you couldn't afford it, but now you can because the prices have fallen. Be prepared to answer those questions with your lender. And I don't see a situation where, the only situation I could see where you couldn't get a loan is if you're still on unemployment. That would be kind of hard to prove your income if you're still on unemployment, because whenever you sign up for unemployment, they ask you every week, do you work? Have you been looking for a job? They ask you all those questions. So if you say no to that, then they cut you the check. So, so that's the only scenario. Otherwise, I think that, you might have to deal with higher interest rates. You might have to deal with maybe a large, instead of giving 20% down, you might have to give 25% down. Banks are going to get constricted. Banks are going to, get real sturdy with their lending. And so that unemployment question will arise, but just be prepared for it. And I think you should be fine. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like the video, please thumbs it up. Please subscribe. It really helps my channel. And please, if you have any questions that you just don't find on other YouTube videos, please ask me. I've been in real estate for 10 years as a real estate agent, as an investor, as a rehabber. I've been doing this for over 10 years, and it would be my pleasure to help you. Thanks, guys. Have a great one, and please stay safe out there.